In this video, I'm going to show you how to choose your aperture. My name is Nancy, I'm your photography teacher. I'm going to use Winnie the Pooh here to explain to you how to decide your aperture and which setting should you be choosing first. I'm going to make other videos about shutter speed and ISO, so make sure you check out my profile or follow along so that you can see that content as well. As always, check out my website, nancysmiley.com, for lots of beginner photography resources. Let's dive right in on this aperture lesson. Now, I'm starting with aperture because it's the most important setting for this particular photo. Why? Because my subject is not moving very fast, so shutter speed is not a priority. Aperture is a priority though, because there's all sorts of stuff behind Winnie the Pooh that I would like to separate. I would like to blur out and make the main focus of my image Winnie the Pooh. So I need to set a low f number, which is a wide aperture. That's the number one priority of this photo, so that's the setting that I'm going to choose first. Right now we are indoors and I do have very large windows behind me, but as you can see with these settings here, my photo is very underexposed. So as I said, first I'm going to select my aperture. That's the most important setting. So I use this dial right here in the front of my camera and I move it to the left to open my aperture a little bit more. I'm not going to go all the way as low as 1.8 because this lens is just a little bit soft at 1.8 and it does not perform its best when it is wide open like that. Next up, I'm going to choose my shutter speed. Your ISO will always, in 100% of the cases that I know, be the last setting that you choose. So how do you know if you should be using f2 or f20? Well, the higher that f number, the darker your image is going to be and the less background blur you will have. As you lower your f number, your image will get brighter and you will introduce more background blur or more separation from your subject to the background. So this is the photo that I took at f2, and zooming into the details here, look at the sword. Do you see the background blur on that? And the books here. Do you see how the books are out of focus? They are blurry. This next image I took with a higher f number. Do you see how the sword is a lot less blurry? Plus the books, let's compare. And the sword. The more blur image is at f2 and the less blurred image is at f13. You will use your other exposure settings like shutter speed and ISO in order to increase that brightness when you increase your f number. Now, deciding exactly what f number you should use and how far you should be from your subject is a numbers game, and you can learn about this using a depth of field calculator. I really recommend the one on photopills.com, and I have lots of tutorial videos about this in my playlist, Getting Sharp Photos, on TikTok. You can download the free aperture priority guide on my website, which will show you how the aperture opens and closes to make your photo brighter, or you can use my manual mode setting cheat sheet that is also free on my website. Let me know your questions about aperture in the comments. I would love to help you out, and I'll see you in the next video about shutter speed. Bye guys.